Katie Carnell on camera.
Sylvia Stevens. Diet West.
Johnny Jefferson.
Jason.
Hi, this is Christy. Welcome to Talking with Christy. Last week we did a demonstration for making cupcakes. This week we're going to take a bit of a more serious note. Some of the regular listeners know that I'm a mom of 3 boys. So when we're talking today about how activity affects children, it hits home for me. Recess is defined as a break between school classes, typically used for loosely organized activities. As a child, I remember having 3 breaks throughout the day, 1 in the morning, 1 after lunch, and 1 in the afternoon. These breaks gave me and my peers a chance to run off some of the extra pent-up energy we had from sitting at our desks all day. We'd come back from recess refreshed and ready to learn a little bit more. So what are the effects of decreased activity on children, and what are the benefits of increased activity on children? While I remember running and playing throughout the day, students today are experiencing less break times than ever before. I was shocked to learn from my children that on days where the weather outside may have been a little less desirable for children to be outside, that after lunch or during their normal scheduled breaks, they'd be in the classroom and they would be given tablets, and that instead of getting up and moving, they'd be sitting down more and playing games or watching some kind of movie series instead of getting up and being active. When I was younger, we didn't really get those types of tech breaks. Maybe it was because it was before computers were a big deal, but we would go to the gym or do games in the classroom that still got us up and moving, the blood pumping, and again, getting us ready to focus for the rest of the afternoon. In 2004, No Child Left Behind was an act implemented giving schools strict regulations to meet on what students were learning. They were squeezing as much as possible into the school day, and one of the things they did was decrease the recess time in order to meet the strict regulations for student learning. Though Joan Henley and a group of researchers at Arizona State University worried that the increased cram sessions and decreased activity could be doing more harm than good, the effects of the decreased recess are far-reaching. They found that children retained less information, there was more acting out in the classroom, there was more restlessness, decreased social skills among youth, and even health implications such as obesity. Dr. Edward Laskowski warns that increased periods of sitting are dangerous for your health. They lead to problems such as obesity and a cluster of conditions, including higher blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess body fat around the waist, and abnormal cholesterol levels that make up metabolic syndrome. Bonnie Burkowski and Patterson Clark published a statement understanding that the need for increased retention for children's learning was important, but they urged the importance, though, of proper posture while sitting. In order to combat the detrimental effects of prolonged sitting, they found that you should not lean forward, your shoulders should be relaxed, your arms close to your side, your elbows at 90-degree angles, and even having some kind of back support behind you with your feet flat on the floor could help improve blood flow and thus improve the brain's activity while retaining the information the students were learning. We've talked about some of the risks then of decreased activity, but here are some of the benefits we found of increased activity. Brett Kalika, a children's personal trainer, states that these are 5 of the top 10 reasons increased activity benefits children. Greater rates of activity in children have been associated with higher test scores in reading and math. With today's implementations of MAPS testing, which is what my children take to measure what they're learning in school, this would prove that the activity would then improve their test scores in there. Play-based activity that requires a high degree of sensory input, sight, sound, touch, would help provide a wide array of skills that make a physical activity more enjoyable later in life. Frequent physical activity has been associated with improved behavior in the classroom and even beyond. So if they're active during the day at school, they're listening better at home at night. It appears that active children are more likely to become active adults. With the rate of obesity increasing in children and adults, the activity during the day could help decrease those rates as they get older. Frequent exercise decreases symptoms of depression and anxiety in children. Depression and anxiety is on the rise for people of all ages. If we can implement higher activity rates during the day, those rates of depression and anxiety could then be decreased. Chris Axman found that research showed that even an increase of 15 to 20 minutes of activity throughout the day was enough to help children retain more information and increase their ability to learn. The facts state that sedentary children retain less than active children. It states that the lasting effects of inactivity can lead into adulthood. Prolonged sitting with incorrect posture comes with a plethora of unwanted conditions, including obesity, increased blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess body fat around the waist, and abnormal cholesterol. It also seems to increase the risk of death from cardiovascular disease and cancer, including in children. While on the contrary, increased activity is shown to help children's brain grow. It helps increase test scores. It even improves emotional well-being and behavior. Recess, it seems, could be a great answer to many of the issues